Yes, people, welcome back to Football Central. Welcome back to the Emirates Era Podcast. Arsenal have just drawn 1-1 in the first leg of the semi-final of the Champions League. You've got to say it's advantage Arsenal going into that second leg. Joining me, I've got Joseph Charm, I've got Chloe Orelle, and I've got Nathan Sayers in the building. Let's clap it in, people. Clapping in what I think is actually a very positive result. I said before the game, a draw is much better for us. I think they had to win. You know, we drew with Leverkusen in the first leg. We obviously beat them at the Emirates. Sporting Lisbon was we got the goal in the last minute, and then we didn't have to win at the Emirates. It was a comfortable game at the Emirates. And tonight, I actually thought it was a good game. You know, I'll start off quickly. I thought it's not what I expected, and it is what I expected, if that makes sense. I expected it to be very tight tactically. I didn't expect either team to really take a big risk or go for it when they didn't have to, or risk making a mistake or whatever, even though I think they had to go for it more. But I thought there was a lot more attacking quality on show than I expected. I thought we performed in the first half. I thought we took the game to them. I thought we looked like the home team, considering the atmosphere. And yeah, I was impressed with Arsenal in the first half. We had a chance after 5 minutes. Pierre Hincapié maybe should have got it on target. Then Odegaard had a big chance where, he needs to sort his feet out quicker, doesn't get the shot off. And I thought we just played well. And I thought this doesn't look like a team that I've been watching recently that looks fatigued. Players playing way below their level. Haven't really played like they look like they know what's on the line in terms of the Premier League. Maybe the Champions League has been different. But tonight I saw that. I thought everyone to a man, bar maybe one player, who we'll talk about later, and I think you guys might agree, just doesn't look on it. And I don't think it's his fault. I think the injuries have really hurt his game at the moment. But I thought we were complete. I thought we were on it. I messaged in the group chat at halftime and said, this feels like a different Arsenal. This feels like a very exciting kind of front-footed performance. So yeah, I was impressed with that first half. Obviously, moments we'll get into. We'll talk about the penalty. But Joe, you're shaking your head. Let me come to you first. How did you feel about that first half and the start to the game?
I think we got what we expected in terms of a performance from a semi-finals. Obviously, everybody's going to watch that game and compare it to yesterday's melee of goals, right? But like, if we contextualize our performance, and you'd said to us at the very beginning of the season, would you take a draw away in Madrid in a semi-finals coming home, where if you just win that one game, you go into the final? I think we would all chew their hand off. In terms of a performance, I don't know if I'd use exciting as the describing factor.
First half. First
Even,
half. I didn't touch on the second half. Second half is a different story completely.
I think even in the first half, I think it was a controlled performance. I wouldn't necessarily call it jump out my seat and think, or like it wasn't exactly fast pace, or we didn't exactly give them that much to think about, if we're being completely honest. I think we only had, I think at that time, maybe four or five shots in that half. So I'm not sure exciting is the right word for me anyway. I think it was a controlled performance, and I agree that we looked like the team that was more comfortable than them. But, a fantastic save from David Raya, and like they equally had a few chances as well, right? It is one of those games where it could have gone both ways. I think both teams would have looked at that halftime. Well, obviously we got the penalty just before halftime, but excluding that, I think both teams would have gone in and thought, okay, we're still in control in the way that they think control is. So Atletico were just being patient, and they were like, look, you lot play your game and we'll just capitalize on that pitch. By the way, that pitch, like, why does everybody slip on that pitch? Like, everybody
overwatered.
You see,
Like, they
did you see
overwatered
before the
that
game?
pitch.
Did you see our? I don't know if it was our. I don't think it was our groundsman, but they were measuring the grass
Length of the grass.
Kickoff.
Yeah.
They got UEFA down to come and measure it, and UEFA signed it off, saying it was fine. But yeah, it's got to be something going on there a little bit.
But I mean, they have to play on it as well, but like Spurs had similar issues as well. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying that affected any of the performances anyway, but I was just like, that's just a side comment. But I think overall, like, from a result point of view, over the moon. But from a performance, I think that if we play like that against, Bayern Munich and PSG, we put ourselves at risk of just being under waves of attack. And
Do you really think so?
Yeah,
You really
be
think
fair,
so?
though,
I
think
thought we controlled the game so well.
we
I
did.
think like what Jay said though in the chat, I think they're so much. Them two teams are so much more clinical. I know they can't. I know that game last night. They, it doesn't look like either team can defend or wants to defend. They want to go for it. But you look at some of like Lookman's had 2 chances. Raya's kept us in the game. Gabriel's kept us in the game with a block. Griezmann's hit the bar. They had a lot better chances than what we had. I know we come out drawing, but I think we're very lucky to come out at a 1-1, and I absolutely take it. But I think looking if we get to the final, both of those teams are going to be a lot more clinical. And I know at half time I was chatting saying like if we play like this, we're going to win. And I do believe that if we play like we did the first half, we will win the competition without a doubt. I've not got a doubt in my mind about that, because I think defensively, controlling the pace of the game, PSG are better at it than Bayern Munich in my opinion, but I don't think either of them will compete with us how we played that first half. And I do stand by that. But all them chances that came the second half when the pressure was on, and all it took was that one goal to change the momentum of the game. And I think,
second half was a different story completely.
If we've got the ball and we're in control, then it's different, right? But I don't see a game where, or at the moment anyway, where we dominate possession like that against a PSG or a Bayern Munich. So when we are in possession, you have to understand the way they set up defensively. They press high, and they are going to be on us non-stop. Atletico Madrid gave us all of the time in the world, so they kind of made our job a little bit easier, a little bit more comfortable. Like, don't get me wrong, they did like press where they, felt like there could be something that can come from it, but they weren't really putting that much pressure on us. If you think the way in which like Dembele's chasing you, the way in which flipping.
No, they seem to press they always seem to press at the right moment. They almost managed to like sniff out a mistake before it had happened.
Yeah.
Or like a rogue touch.
They're great at taking advantage of those mistakes as well. Whereas we're a bit more less reactive. When a mistake happens, we're like, oh, we can. Do you know what I mean? Whereas they're on it.
Yeah,
they're already there. I do feel like by the way, can we just shout out the Arsenal women, because they won 7-0 against Leicester City today? So can we just like absolutely amazing performance? I know it's a bit off topic, kind of. They did amazing. So 7-0.
Well, they won the first leg of the Champions League as well, didn't they? They beat Lyon. I was at the game the other day.
Exactly.
And I said,
they're doing their bit, man. We've got to shout them out and big them up,
It's still on for quadruple, guys. Don't worry.
But no, I just wanted to point out, I feel like where Bayern and PSG are very attacking, like as much as yesterday was beautiful to watch, because we literally just watched a game where it's like, okay, cool, let's go out and we're just going to score goals. And it was, how we've been saying for the rest of the season in the Prem, it's going to be a shootout. That was like what we watched yesterday. But because of that, defensively, it was so bad. And I feel like it could be that going into the final, regardless of who we play. And that is where we could probably take advantage, where their defense is going to be lacking because they're going to be so focused on attacking. And we do have a great defense. So I think that could probably help us. I think today, the first half was great. I think we looked a lot more switched on. I think it was a lot more fluid. Second half came out, Atletico, they kind of took the wheels a bit. But then even towards like the last 15 minutes of the second half, I feel like we was able to kind of rein it back in and regain control of the situation. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not, I would rather play Bayern. Even though Bayern is like a kryptonite to us, I feel like we'd probably have a better chance playing Bayern in the final over PSG.
Yeah, that's fair. I think either of those teams is going to be a no... What's the phrase? No mean feat. It's going to be tough. They're both brilliant teams, but I think defensively,
just got to nick the opportunities and finish your dinner.
100%. You have to be clinical. They will give you chances. We beat Bayern earlier in the season, but then I guess saying that, we beat PSG earlier in the season last year, and look what happened when we played them in the semi. Exactly. So yeah, look, I think we can't look at who we might get in the final just yet. I think we've got to get to the final first. But yeah, just on the game.
We get into the final, man. Manifest it. We get into the final.
I think we do as well. I think this is. It is advantage Arsenal now. I kind of touched on it in the intro. When you look, this is compliment to the hard work that we did in the group stage as well, right? Winning 8 out of 8, finishing top, getting the reward now for the first. By the way, it's still undefeated. 13 games, 10 wins, 3 draws. I think it is now. And the reward for finishing top of the group is every second leg at home, which is a massive advantage. The atmosphere at the Emirates next week is going to be buzzing. It's going to be tough for Atletico, a place where they've already lost 4-0 this season. if we go out in that second leg, it'll be a disaster. We cannot go out in that second leg. We have to go through. But yeah, Joe, look, I used the word exciting, and maybe it's not exciting to if you showed, I don't know, when we were playing our best football in the last 4 years, if you showed Christian from midway through 23-24 this game, maybe I'd say, what are you talking about? That's not exciting. But I think from what we've been fed recently, some of the football I've been seeing recently, that has just drained a lot of life out of me. I've got to be completely honest. I don't put all the blame on the players or even the manager. I think it's been a long season. Players have played a lot of minutes. I don't know if there was a stat today I saw they put up on Sky. The top 8 minutes played in across Europe's top 5 leagues this season. The top 4 were Arsenal players. It was Zubimendi, Rice, Raya, and someone else. I can't remember who else. But I was like, that's across the top 5 leagues in Europe. I think we had 5 out of the top 8 most minutes played, which shouldn't be happening. We've got a squad. We've got a deep squad. We're going on at the start of the season about our squad depth. Why has it not been used more? Why is, these questions that are asked about why has Zubimendi not played more? Why has Lewis Skelly maybe not had more minutes in midfield and Rice maybe
Norgard
given
as
a rest
well.
at times? No, yeah, exactly. Norgard for Zubimendi. I don't know. Kepa for Raya, not for me, but
you've got
No, we don't need to worry about that.
no, yeah, we don't. But no, just on the minutes, Joe, I think on the performance, from what I've been seeing recently, that first half excited me.
Listen, we're in a peculiar situation, right? You're in a peculiar situation in which if you do rest those players and results don't go our way, everybody's on Arteta to say, well, you should be playing your best team every single time. And then when you do play your best players a lot, you then get
They're tired.
Overusing it, they're tired, right? It's one of those things where if we had won a major trophy in the last few years, I don't think anybody kind of looks at that as a kind of a talking point. Generally, across the board, everybody's playing a lot more football. Everyone. That is the players are overused at the moment. Like they're exhausted. That's evident. But as you say, it's picking the right moments, and that falls with the manager. That does fall with our gaffer to make that call to be like, actually, you know what, maybe this is a game that Norgard can play and trust in the squad depth a little bit more. We can't say we haven't seen rotation or different combinations from our front 4. If you include the kind of 10 role, we've seen loads of kind of those like rotations in there. There's only a couple of players that you would say, oh man, these players are getting burnt out. We've seen Madueke get loads of minutes, right? Everyone was questioning, how's he going to get game time if he's a right winger? He's had loads of game time. Flipping Trossard's had game time. Martinelli's had game time. Gyökeres has had game time. The only one you'd really argue for who hasn't had any game time really is Jesus, right? That's probably the only one. But even then, by that point, you've utilized a lot of your front 4. So for me, it's a matter of the quality needs to come from our attacking players or our ability to create those chances. I'm still not satisfied, and I'm sure like every Arsenal fan isn't, like with the amount of chances that we're creating from open play situations. That's my ask. My big ask is going into that next leg, going into the last 4 games of the Premier League. We need to create these chances. The one thing I will say, which was really positive, is that I saw so many more positive passes in this game, right? And I quite liked I think Rice was actually playing in the 6 and Zubimendi was playing like a little bit further forward than he was.
He was almost playing like a back 3.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
they were. I actually didn't mind that. I actually thought, this could work a little bit better because I trust Rice to be more defensively capable than Zubimendi. Going that way, going towards our own goal. So I quite liked that, and it was interesting to see. I just want us to be more brave, like going forward, like break the line more. And I think that's the frustrating thing, because it's not because of a lack of quality. And I think it is tactical now, because I look at them and we want total control, and I get it. But I think we missed that Shaka mentality, right? Where I'm going to spray the ball 40, 50 yards across field. And now it's I'm going to pass here, and then make that pass there. But by the time it's gone there, that kind of attacking urgency is kind of lost. That said, it's not all doom and gloom. I think it was a comfortable, that half in the first half was definitely a comfortable, well-rounded performance. But I also think that Atletico made it easier for us.
But did you not think we were
think there was
brave
a
in the
good
first half? Sorry, Nath.
No,
I
that's
thought
fine.
we
We
were.
can
Madueke had a shot from distance.
Nah, I
Nketiah had a chance
I would
straight
actually
away.
agree with Jay on this. I think it was
I thought it was
I agree with
braver
you
than
on
we've
the
been
part that
in
it
a
was a
long
better
time.
first half. I think it was better, but I don't think we were brave. I think there's actually something that epitomizes what Jay was saying about us being. How did you word it? I think like just being careful essentially and
It's
just wanting to have control. I can't remember who it was, but I think Raya threw it out onto the left, so I'm assuming it was Martinelli, and we could, or maybe it was Odegaard, and there was a real chance to break. I think there was it would have been like 3-on-3. Or maybe it was Odegaard, but cuts back and just
It
plays
was Gyökeres.
Gyökeres,
It was
just plays
Gyökeres.
back into plays back to the defenders. So there's obviously it is ingrained in them now that the mentality is we're not this transitional team that can play on the counter. We are going to control the ball for as long as possible.
We don't want turnovers.
Because that was a real chance for us to break the lines, but it just didn't happen.
We don't want a basketball match. That is just
we don't at all.
A Gyökeres at Sporting Lisbon in that situation, right? This is a perfect example why I think it's a coaching thing. A Gyökeres in Sporting, whether or not you think he's got the ability, he's going. He's going forward and he's running like at pace. And like if he's there by himself, in fact, he had a moment like that against us when we played Sporting last season with Gabriel, where he was literally just running, and you just thinking, "Raw, where's all this explosive pace and power from?" Like, but we saw today an opportunity to go there, and it's like, no, control. Let's go back. Let's not lose the ball, which is fine in some games. I think that's necessary, essential. But I also think that sometimes I want to see more of that ambition where some of the players are just going, nah,
No, we're going for it. Yeah.
I think at the moment, Eza is the one that does that sort of, well, actually, I am going to try a through ball, or I am going to try a shot here and there. And he's demonstrating that ability. I'm excited to see Saka like coming back from injury, but yeah,
that's so interesting because I agree. I would agree with you if it was any other game recently. I just think we were taking risks. We were playing through the middle a lot more. I thought Zubimendi, like you say, the double pivot we've been seeing recently, Rice has been at the base. It was the same against Newcastle. Zubimendi was the one getting forward a lot more. They were trying to play through the middle a lot more. Odegaard was taking a lot more risks than I've seen in recent times. There was a lot more balls into the box. Madueke was having shots. Martinelli wasn't really in the game, but when he was trying to put it in the box as well. I thought we were quite direct. I thought we were quite quick with it. Were there frustrating moments? Yeah, there's always frustrating moments with this team. I know exactly what you're talking about. You want Gyökeres to run through, but he turns back. Martinelli turns back sometimes. We come back to the defence. We pass it around. I just thought it was a bit more just... The word I used was exciting. I think
I would agree.
a bit
It's better
braver.
than what we've
I really
seen
think
from
it was.
it's better than what we've seen since that Carabao Cup game. Let's put it that since that final.
100%.
And then to now, it was different and it felt different. I'd agree with that.
Chloe,
I think it was better. But I
maybe
think
I'm going
there's
too far
points...
because I've been starved recently. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I think there's points where it was better to watch 100% because I felt more comfortable. Like I didn't feel like I was on the edge of my seat ready to vomit because it's like anything could happen. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I do feel like there are still points, like we were saying when Gyökeres could have just broke down the line and he stopped. And I feel like there's still points where we look and you can literally see the players thinking about what to do because they don't want to take those chances. Like with the Odegaard chance, he's thinking about what to do. And by the time he reacted, it's too late now. So I think we just have to be more reactive and finish your dinner. Like we're taking shots. They're going wide. They're going over. We need to sort out the accuracy, take the chances. Like I love that even Mosquera took a shot today. Like that was great to see. He had the courage to just, but it's like seeing that, take the shots, finish your dinner, just bang it in there. Because I feel like the way that we play, we've got to a bit where we've kind of become predictable. So teams kind of know what we're going to do. They know that we're probably going to pass back. They know we're not really going to be aggressive going forward. So as much as I feel like today was better, if we could just kind of master that, be a bit more reactive, kind of act quicker, we will be fine. Like we've got the advantage in the next leg anyway because they're coming to our house. We've got an amazing fan base. Do you know what I'm saying? But if we can just kind of nail that in and be a bit more reactive, finish your dinner, we wouldn't have the problems that we have. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
you're
Let's.
you're bang on the money with that. That kind of that that not time to think football. That like, look, let's just
Just
let
do it.
let it off.
Yeah.
At the minute, it slows us down so much, and I think this is what, to your point, Christian. I agree. It was better, but I think this can very easily fool us into thinking good is the enemy of great, right? One of my favorite quotes: "Good is the enemy of great." And just because it was good, it doesn't mean that it couldn't have been so much better based on where we are with the quality that we have in this team. Like
Yeah.
at this moment in a game where there was a standstill, and I'm just like, if you think about that, we're not going to get that. That we're not going to get that against Bayern, and we're not going to get that against PSG. Like there was a moment where thumbs up, thanks Apple. Sponsor us if you like. But we're not actually going to get that right against those teams because they press so aggressively. They're not going to give us that much time to think. So we had moments in the game where it's like Atletico were just happy to just kind of chill, and there was like a almost like a 20-second, 30-second minute where we're just holding the ball, and I'm just like,
they're waiting to see what we're gonna do so they can react.
Move the ball, just move it. Even if you don't know, just move the ball, because for me anyway, I've never liked watching football like that where we're just stood still. And I think we've seen that a lot this season, and it's worked sometimes, but against the wrong opposition, like we could find ourselves against, as you say,
they'll eat us for dinner.
A PSG team who are super aggressive when it comes to pressing, and not just pressing, they create so many chances. So it will be like on a constant horde versus a very efficient, clinical Bayern Munich. The reason why I'd prefer probably PSG is because I can bet my house that someone's going to miss a chance. Like, do you know what I mean? They might create chances, but Dembele's going to miss an open goal, or someone's going to miss something.
And to be fair, it looks like Hakimi might be out. He looked like he pulled his hammy yesterday. So
you get it. But Bayern, they
out,
like Harry Kane. Harry Kane
Olise,
and then Luis Diaz, bro. And like, you want to give them half a chance. If they get any of the chances that these lot get, both of these teams, yeah. Again, thanks, Apple. If they get any of those chances, it's a long day for us. But I'm confident that we've got enough ability that, and I think the whole fan base knows that we've got the ability to do it. Is whether or not we can deal with the pressure and deal with the gravitas of what it is that they are about to do, because that's going to be the telltale sign. That's it. Can we go into the next semi-final leg and feel confident and not feel nervy because they score and then we're like, oh no, we're in trouble here? Like, are we going to be in a situation where if we concede, we're like, we can handle this, don't worry, we're going to come back 2-3, like, and that's minor, we'll get our goals back. And right now,
I was thinking about that exact thing the other day. There hasn't actually been that many situations this season where we have come back. The Newcastle one away, we were 1-0 down, we came back and won. Apart from that, I don't think there's been a game where we've been 2-0 down and come back and won. Remember like the Reece Nelson Bournemouth game a couple of years ago? Like, there hasn't really been a game where we've been real up against it. Maybe they've gone 1-0 up or whatever, and we've really come back and turned it around. So I completely agree. And I also think going into that second leg, whatever happens against Fulham on the weekend is going to have a massive effect, because you know what our fan base is like, right? When we lose or we draw or whatever, it's all doom and gloom. If we draw or lose against Fulham, yeah, I think majority of our fan base is probably going to be saying that the Prem's done, it's over, it's finished, we've handed it to City, it's over. You know what we're like, or what they're like, maybe me sometimes as well, some of us. And then imagine the vibe going into that Champions League. I think it's going to be like, there's going to be a real tense atmosphere, so they need to win that game. But let's talk about the moments in this game. The penalty in the first half, where are we all at? For me, it was lovely play between Zubimendi and Odegaard. Again, through the middle. Little one-touch play. What you're saying, Joe, about not thinking, that's what they did in that moment. Little flicks between them. Lovely little play. It was brilliant. And then into Gyökeres. I thought where I'm at with this, I thought he used his body really well. I think it was brilliant centre-forward play. He knew exactly what he was doing. He felt the contact, went down. Referee gave a penalty. It's not clear and obvious mistake, so I don't think the referee or the VAR can tell him to overturn it. But I do think if he doesn't give the penalty, it's not clear and obviously a penalty. Does that make sense? I think, it was smart from Victor. I think on another day, all three of the penalty decisions, we're going to talk about the other ones in a bit as well, I think on another day, the referee doesn't need to give any of them. He could just let the game flow. This one was maybe a bit soft. Where are you guys at? Because I thought it was smart.
I think that Gyökeres one.
Gyökeres was stone cold. I think
Gyökeres was clear as day. Yeah.
But I think the Gyökeres one is a prime example of where we are. A lot of what we've been talking about that game. Like, why not just wrap your left foot around it and stick it top bins? Like, why even go with the contact that's in your back? And I know one of them said it on commentary, but I was just watching it thinking, why have you not? Like, you're just thinking too much. Like, what am I going to do with it? Like, I'm going to have to try and get this onto my right foot. How am I going to get there? And then I think he's lucky that the contact comes in the back. Personally, but that's a stone wall.
I was screaming that as well. Like, what? Like, yeah. I'm not even going to just repeat what you said because I agree 100%. He just ask you a question, Christian. Does an Erling Haaland take that push in the back? Or does he have an attack?
Ball's already in the back of the net. Shoving him off and put it in the bottom corner. I agree. I think it's a pen.
He's got it in him. He's done well, so I'm not going to take it away from him because he's won a penalty and he's bagged it anyway, right? But I've seen him up close and personal. I've seen the way that he strikes a ball. Just lick it. Do you know what I mean? Just your right. You don't even need to. I've seen your shot power, bro. Like just.
Well, we saw that in the penalty when he took it.
Do you get what I mean? Break the net, Victor. Break the net.
Yeah, we know he can do it, innit? So now, look, you say stone wall though. Is it stone? I don't think it's stone wall. I think it's a pen.
Yeah.
I think it's probably like a 65-35 or like a 70-30. So by saying it's stone wall, if he doesn't give it, do you think VAR then overturns it?
Yeah.
And tell him to go to the screen and give the pen.
Yeah, VAR would have.
I think there's a tiny bit of contact from behind. There was a similar one, Barca and Dani Almo against Atletico that they didn't give. Very, very similar.
Two hands on the back. He's got one hand on the back, one hand around his waist, and he's actually doing a forward motion.
He's actually pushed him, yeah.
Granted, like in terms of the level of softness on a scale, right? It's not like the hardest challenge in the box, right? How long are we going to be talking about this? This has been like this for the last 4 or 5 years now, where penalties have changed, right? So, like, we can't keep going back to the days of old when actually it needs to be a clear clattering for it to be a penalty. I think based on the rules and based on like what we saw, like as a striker, I want that penalty. Are you out of your mind? You've pushed me in my back, like, and I've fallen. It's not like a Gabriel special where he's had a touch and he's dived forward. This is he's actually been pushed.
He's taken him out.
Balance.
Yeah, it's more Hanko's fault because it's silly from him, really.
Yeah,
because you can see what Gyökeres is doing. It's like you said, he's thinking about it. And I'll be honest, I think the pressure that you was talking about earlier is probably what's made him decide to not take the shot. He's felt the contact and probably thought, I've got a better chance if I just go for the pen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, but it's more Hanko's fault. Like you know where you're at. You're in the box. You're going in heavy, and whether it was light or not, in a situation like that, if he feels the contact, he's going to go down. It's going to be a penalty. So it's more kind of, and Gyökeres played it well because, like you said, he used his body well to a point where you can either get off the shot or you're going to force him to foul you or you're going to force a mistake. And either way, we get the advantage in any of those situations, which we did.
Fair enough. People watching, people in the comments, let me know. Was that stone wall or was
he's just accepted the feet there.
He's like,
fair enough, guys.
Take your penalty.
I don't think it was stone wall. I think on another day, maybe a referee says it's a bit soft. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Also, make sure you're subscribed. I forgot to say this at the start. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It'll help us out more than you can believe. All right, let's get into the second half then, because it was night and day. It was the opposite game. I thought we were the much better team in the first half. I thought we dominated the game, deserved to be 1-0 up. They came out on absolute smoke in that second half. Whatever Simeone said to them worked because they were flying in that second half. Alvarez was on it. Griezmann was on it. They were getting forward. They had chances. They had a free kick just outside the box. What was the other chance? They hit the bar. Griezmann hit the bar.
Lookman was on fire as well.
Lookman wasn't in the game in the first half.
Lookman was on
I didn't even
fire.
realise he was playing. Second half, he was one of their best players. He had that big chance where he actually could have gone down and won a pen. I think if he does go down, it was Ben White, wasn't it? If he does go down, for me, that would have been a Stonewall penalty. Decides to stay up. Fair play to him. And you have to say the effort wasn't very good into Raya's hands. I thought we got a bit lucky there. But then again, the big moment of the second. There's actually two big moments. We'll talk about the Eze one a little bit later. The first one, the handball. This is, as an English football
Not a handball.
fan, it is outrageous that is being given as a penalty.
Where's his hand meant to be?
Given. Nath, it's so true. And it also, it bounces off
hand,
the floor, it comes off his leg, and then it hits his arm, which he's trying to actually move back towards his body.
It's going miles off target as well, by the way. I know that shouldn't make any difference, but it's not denying a goal scoring opportunity. It's not denying a ball into the box.
It's ridiculous.
And I feel so sorry for Ben White as well. But it's kind of one of those, if you look at it, try and look at it from a positive side, we conceded a goal. Like, we got a goal from good attacking, opportunity or whatever, but they seem to get their goal just from a bit of pure luck.
Shabby, innit?
It is so shabby. I mean, they were on top. They were knocking on the door, but
they didn't deserve a goal from that.
Mm.
No,
they didn't deserve a goal like that.
Like you say,
at that point,
where it was going to two of our players.
I'd argue at that point, I wouldn't even say that the tide had fully turned for the period.
It did after that.
That's what turned the damn tide.
Where it changed for me, where it was like where Atletico did start actually coming to the races, because then their belief just went through the roof, and ours probably went the other way a little bit, because it's just like, oh great, here we go again type thing. Now we're back in this battle. The penalty, it's one of those things where we're going to be complaining. I think I had a rant about VAR in the last pod where I was talking about how ridiculous it is and how it's stealing the joy from the game and the decisions, and how some going our way. And these are one of those moments where, again, it's just like, that's ridiculous, man. And in the days of old, the ref would go, that's ball to hand. Like, that's just so obviously ball to hand at every single level, at primary school level, at like 7 years old, you would look at your friend and be like, that's not a penalty, that is ball to hand. So to get Champions League semi-final, and then they did it yesterday as well. Like, you're just like, it's getting ridiculous. It's like, guys,
yesterday's one was completely, because they were talking about it on the comms and comparing it to yesterday's one. Who was it yesterday? Alphonso Davies yesterday, where he puts his hand out. That's a completely different situation, because he's got his hands behind his back the whole time. As the ball comes in, he moves his hand out and then
he moves his hand. Yeah,
that's completely different to Ben White being off balance on one leg trying to block it, and his hands halfway to the floor. Completely different situation.
I don't think that would have been given in the Prem.
No way.
That wouldn't have been given in the Prem.
The ref didn't give it, did he? So I don't think it'd be overturned.
I think the rules are different.
Yeah, the ref didn't. He even said, "I didn't see what you're talking about." He said it clear as day, and then they called him to the screen to go and look at it.
The rule needs to change in the Champions League, man.
The rules in the Champions League, UEFA have got different rules.
It's a lot softer.
How?
In the Premier League, in the Prem, if it deflects off any part of your body onto your arm, it's not a penalty.
It's not a penalty.
That's just the rule, because that's unlucky. You can't control that. Imagine where it comes off your body onto your arm. Like, it's so close. It's so close. He's already pulling it towards his body. It's ridiculous. The rule needs to change.
It's already stupid that we're seeing defenders put their hands behind their back and throw their body in the direction of where the ball is. It's just, it doesn't make, it's just basic physical education. Like, you are not teaching, you're basically now going to have to teach a generation of kids that want to play football to learn how to jump in a direction and land on their 2 feet and stay balanced with their hands behind their backs, because a penalty can be given, because they can give the ball away at any time, because jumping,
it's ridiculous.
Use your arms for motion and stuff like that. I think that particular decision needs to go back to the subjectivities of the refs. I think you take that away from VAR and you leave that in the capable hands of the refs, and that's it. I'm quite happy with it never getting reviewed and being it, because I don't think that was a major problem. It didn't happen every single week back in the day where it was like a mad decision was going on.
I feel like we get more calls for handball now by players on the pitch than we ever have.
It's mad.
Yeah.
And everybody's doing it, because guess what? You know what? If it's a chance to get a penalty, why not?
Yeah, because they know VAR are going to keep checking it to the minute detail. Yeah.
At this point, you might as well just aim for someone's.
You want to talk Stonewall penalty? That is a.
At this point, you might as well aim for someone's hand.
How that's been overturned.
Rather than
I don't know
aiming
how
for
that's gonna be.
your player's head in the box, aim for a player's hand. If you see he's got his arms
Yeah,
out,
you might as well.
try and hit his
Yeah.
hand.
Basically, yeah.
That's what's ridiculous as well. What they should also look at, which I don't think they even consider, is where the ball's going. Right? You can see
That's
he's
what I mean.
scuffed the shot. The ball is heading towards two Arsenal players who are trying to clear out of the box. If it was going straight to their man and then it's hit his arm, okay, maybe we could talk about it. Maybe he's denied the advantage of a chance or whatever. If his arm's up here and the shot was on target, cool, we can talk about it. It's going to our player. He's scuffed his shot, right? You're basically giving a penalty is essentially giving a goal, right? You're basically saying what you've done there by deflecting it off your leg or wherever it came off onto your hand. Even though the ball was going to your player and the guy scuffed it, we're going to give a goal to the other team because that's outrageous. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely insane. I don't understand how UEFA haven't changed it to do what the Premier League does. If it comes off any body
It's
part,
nonsense.
it can't be a penalty. It is so frustrating, man.
They changed
And
it.
like you say, Joe, it did change the tide after that.
I reckon they changed the rules after those two decisions because I think everybody's tired of it. Because I don't think in the local leagues, I don't think that happens in Germany. I don't think it happens in France. I don't think it happens in England, in all of our local leagues. So the fact that it's happening in like the one league where we're all congregated is actually madness. And I think the tide did change after that because now, again, Atletico grow in confidence, and that's when we start seeing, yeah, okay, we're slipping about a little bit more. We're giving the ball away. Our shape isn't as tight as it once was. Like players are kind of out of positions, and we're just, I wouldn't say sluggish or lethargic. We're just trying to get our bearings again. I think momentum is always a fantastic addition to a team when you need a goal and you've got that one, because everything changes. I'm not sure if you all play sports, but like when you play it, you can't explain it. And I think that's what makes football magical anyway. But momentum is a real thing in football. Like as soon as pendulum swings a little bit and the crowd's on top of you, and you like, there's something that you as a player on the pitch, you genuinely can't control. You just have to learn how to weather that period. That is, you just got to weather the storm. You have to accept that for a period. You're kind of out of control, and you got to stay compact, stay organized, so that you can deal with this little momentum swing and then get back into a place of control. Because belief in Atletico went through the roof, and then like it was just they were on top of us. And then that's where we start to see a lot more of the clearer chances coming from them. Lookman, man, we are so lucky that today he was not on like his job, like job. We are so lucky because those chances that he had were that, man, any of the big teams, I say big teams, Atletico's with respect to Atletico, they're taking that chance, mate. We're not, Harry Kane's not missing that. Like,
that's true.
Like none of them.
Scalia ain't missing that. Due ain't missing that.
No,
They are not.
Elise ain't missing that.
And if they miss the first one, they're scoring the second one.
Yeah, they're making up for it.
They're gonna score it. Like, so we just need to, as great as our defense is, and I fully back it and believe that actually still on paper that we've got, arguably the best defense in the world. We've recently conceded so many chances, and I think it's because of our attacking play that is basically, ultimately, we're not taking pressure off of our defenders. We're not. We're like, our defenders are literally we're having to work so hard to defend so frequently that it's bound to happen. If David Raya it could only face so many shots in a game. Like these men can only do like last ditch attempts so much in a game. And I think that it's as a result of us not really being clinical at the top end of the pitch, taking the pressure off of the whole squad when we're playing, so that they can play with a bit more freedom and a bit more chill and a bit more calm. Because like we're making it really difficult for our defenders. That's it. And like I just think, of course, today we can, Ben White, unfortunately, like I feel for him at the minute. Like since he's come back from injury, it's taken him a while to really get into gear. Like this isn't the Ben White that we know. This isn't my Benny Blanco. This isn't my guy that is doing the overlapping runs and contributing. from an attacking point of view, and then also like just, you can trust him to be reliable at the back. At the minute, something's going on, and I don't know what it is, but I know it's not him. And
it's the injuries, man. Injuries. I mentioned at the start of the pod that there was one player that was off it. I love Ben as much as the next Arsenal fan. What he's done in an Arsenal shirt has been absolutely brilliant, but he shouldn't be starting. Mosquera should have been on that pitch from the kickoff. And yeah, look, maybe could have cost us a pen there if Lookman goes down as well. I thought going forward, just I don't know. Maybe playing with Madueke, maybe they'll link up. Maybe they haven't gelled together enough. Maybe playing with Saka will be different. I don't know. But anyway, this isn't a pod about Ben. I just thought he looked a step behind. Basically, I hope he can get back to what he was, because, like I say, we all love Ben White for what he's done in an Arsenal shirt. But yeah, I think unfortunately we've got to talk about another moment, another penalty decision.
Another robbery.
Chloe, talk to me. Nathan said at the start,
Straight up robbery,
you're saying
man.
robbery. What? Yeah, go on.
It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Like, I feel like if they're giving the pen for the handball, I don't understand how they're not giving the pen for the foul on Eze. Like, he doesn't make contact with the ball. He fouled him in the box. Like,
if that's in the Atletico box and it goes the other, and it's for them, it stands.
It's a pen.
100%.
If that was in it, they would have given it to them.
Simeone. Have you seen the clip of Simeone? Like he's
screaming
like
at the ref, and this is what I didn't understand, because they've got the monitor right next to where Simeone's standing. So when the ref's gone to review it, he's watching it, and you've got Simeone screaming in his ear, and it's like he probably just didn't give it because he thought he was going to get a box in the back of his head. Like, do you know what I mean? It just, he's going crazy at him. And then you've got Simeone, you've got fans screaming at him. It's a lot of pressure. I'm surprised Simeone didn't even get booked for it, because his conduct, I don't ever want to hear anyone talk about Mikel's conduct on the sideline again if that is acceptable behaviour. It doesn't make sense to me how people get at Mikel because he celebrates and he cheers and he jumps up and down, and he might step out of the technical area here and there, but you've literally got a manager screaming in a referee's ear, screaming at the fourth of pitch. Like, what are we actually doing at this point? For them to not give that, it's just, and it's like you said, if it was them, it would have been given. And even the commentary was saying that as well.
I just don't know what they've seen in the VAR room to send him to the monitor, because I think that also plays into the referee's mentality going to that screen, right? He's got all these fans cheering. It's how long was left? About 20 minutes. You've got Simeone in your ear. You've basically been told by your roommate mates upstairs that you've got it wrong, and you're gonna have to overturn it essentially.
Because your mentality now is, there's got to be something. That's why they're calling me over there.
On the pitch, and there's contact. What the ref saw was correct. He's not seen anything. There was nothing out. There's nothing out of context that he missed.
13 times they watched it. 13 times. If you have to watch something 13 times, you are looking for the fault.
For a reason not to give it.
Yeah. Like you cannot tell me that there needs to be another review of VAR. Maybe you've only got 20 seconds as a referee to review a challenge, to review something, and then a decision has to be made off of a 120 second. That's my challenge. Just 20 seconds, see the incident, and because then you've got a little bit longer, right, than you would in a real life impact situation, but you've got short enough time for you to go, all right, how do I feel about this challenge here? Have I got it wrong? Have I got it massively wrong? Or do I feel like it's right? Because is there
a reason? Was there a reason? Did they give a reason? Because I know I know it's different.
What it was is, if you look at Eze and his path, right? He gets to the ball first. He gets fouled, right? He gets stepped on, but because his trailing leg, his left leg, kind of goes into the defender, I think they've looked at that and tried to make that the kind of premise.
Like, that's why he fell.
That's why it's happened. He's almost looked for it.
That's not clear and obvious. That's not clear and obvious,
it's
though,
not,
is it?
Because he got fouled. There's contact. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's in the ref gave it, didn't it? It's not. I actually don't think this is. I mean, the refs overturned it. I get that, but there's a lot of emotion behind that decision in the end of the day. But he gave it in the moment. It's just a shame that he couldn't even if he's sent to the monitor, you can still stick
Stand
by
on
your
business.
decision.
He didn't have a backbone.
Was
The
it
ref
last-
didn't
No,
have
he
a backbone in that situation, and I feel like he was intimidated because you got it's a Champions League semi-final. He's already given 2 penalties. This would have been the 3rd penalty of the game that would have put us ahead. And you're in Madrid, you're in their stadium. Like, it's the pressure. And he was probably intimidated. You've got Simeone screaming in his ear. Like, VAR even intervening in the first place made no sense. He made the call and gave the pen.
It's not clear
No
enough.
one with eyes is going to look at that and go, do you know what? Actually, I
And the
don't.
thing
And
is-
like you said, Joe, I think 20 seconds is even generous. I think they should get a replay 3 times from 2 different angles. And if you see something, you see something. If you don't, that's it. You award the penalty, you get on with the game, because it's not like the ref wasn't sure, like in the first instance, with the handball in the second penalty, the ref said, I didn't see it. He openly said, I didn't see it. So cool, go and review it. But in that instant, he's seen it with his own eyes. He's awarded the penalty, and you've said, actually, come back, look at this 13 times, and maybe you'll see something that will change your mind. I think he was intimidated, and the pressure got to him, and he folded.
I think last season I can't remember what game it was, and it might have been in the Champions League, but there was a brave referee who, it could have been this season early on in this group stages, where he actually got sent to the monitors and he stuck to his decision. Might have been, was it Benfica or Real Madrid? I think.
Remember that?
Where the ref was just like, he was sent to the monitors, and he came back and he was like, no, my decision still stands. You're the referee, bro.
But you're backing yourself. That's the thing I don't get about this whole. You're allowing VAR to overturn the decision, and you're going with them. You're going against yourself 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You're calling yourself a liar. You've confidently blown the whistle, given the pen, stop play, and you've then been told to go to the monitor, and you've basically just been gaslit to change your mind.
Do you know what they need to do?
Why not just back yourself?
What they need to do, instead of being they gave him so much information. What the hell are they saying?
Even before he went to view the monitor, he was listening for ages.
We think this. We think he's touched him here. He's done this. Why don't they just say to him, look, you might have got this one wrong. We think maybe there's not enough contact. Yeah, I think they also looked at where the ball went after. Eze's taken a very heavy touch. Has actually gone out of the box. Look, but instead of saying all that, actually, just say, we think you may have got it wrong. Go and have a look. If you think you might have got it wrong, overturn it. If you don't, stick with it. Why give him all this?
It's like they're trying to convince him in his earpiece.
This, blah, blah. Exactly. They're trying to convince him. They're trying to say, this is why you got it wrong. Because this, let the guy go and have a look. He's a professional referee, refereeing in the Champions League. I'm sure he knows the rule. I'm sure he can look at it 3 or 4 times and go, actually, it's not a pen. Or actually, I'm happy with the decision. All that information is just confusing him. Then the pressures come in. Like you say, Simeone in his ear. It is too much. It is way too much. I think it's an outrageous decision again. I actually don't think it's a Stonewall penalty, which may be controversial, but I think once you've given it, you cannot overturn it. It's not clear and obvious to overturn, right? There's a little bit of contact. The Eze's touch is heavy. If you give a pen, it's a pen. You can't overturn it. If he doesn't give a pen and it doesn't go to VAR, I'm not actually mad. Because I can actually see from VAR what they would feed him. Yeah, there's only a little bit of contact. It's not a clear. He doesn't stamp on his foot. Then Eze wraps his leg round. The touch is heavy. But once you've given it, it's outrageous to overturn it. But again, maybe it's because we watch the Premier League. Clear and obvious, I think, actually exists in England. I don't think the clear and obvious phrase even exists in Europe. The same way that the handball deflecting off the body doesn't exist in Europe. It's so frustrating. Sorry, Joe.
Because the reason why I say it's stone cold, right, is it's soft. Again, when you're looking at the scale, right, if you've got soft and hard or whatever, the point is would it be given in the middle of the park? Yes, it would.
Oh yeah,
and if it's given
100%.
If it's given in the middle of the park, all the more reason it should be given there. And I don't.
That'll be given in my son's under 10s league.
But the bar for a penalty is higher than a normal foul, no?
He gave it anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about whether it's given.
That's my point, though, Christian. It shouldn't be. Bottom line is a foul is a foul. Like, if I'm given a free kick, it's because there's been contact that shouldn't have happened. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, I get it. It's soft. But, and like, if it went against us, I would be like, it's soft, but I can't argue with the fact is that there's contact. Like, don't do that. As a defender, don't stick your leg out like that. That's your fault. Of course it is. Is it soft? Yeah, it is. But it's not the ref's job to turn around and be, oh, let me be lenient with you. No, bottom line is, fact is fact. It's a penalty, and that's what wound me up. Like, it's objectively just a penalty. Like, objectively, if it's given anywhere else on the pitch, it should have been given in the box. That's my ethos. If it's given in the middle of the park and it's a clever foul and it's an intelligent foul, and in fact a booking in a lot of cases, right? If that was done in the middle of in the center, then 100%. But anyway, look, like I don't want to get too bogged down into that. I don't think the penalty cost us the game, which I think is going to be the big talking point for a lot of Arsenal fans at the moment. I think the reality of the situation is we have a positive result, but like we didn't again create enough or take the chances that we did get. Or create. There was a moment where Hincapié put an absolutely delightful ball through into the middle of the box, and I was just like, my word, to just have, you know, one of our strikers just run into that, like would have just been. I just like, it was one of those moments where I was just like, anybody, like I want to see, like. And people have said, like, towards the end of the season, oh, we've been spamming crosses. Like, not like that. And like, it's like, come on, like, we have to be very, very honest. Like, I think Arsenal fans are clutching onto that penalty moment at the moment because, like, you know, there wasn't really much else to talk about. Like, if we're being very, very honest, like, we can't. That's not the reason why we drew that game. Like, I'm not mad at the result at all. I'm happy, but that's not the reason why we drew. And if that is the bar for us right now, we're in a lot of trouble as Arsenal fans. If we are so desperately hanging on to the fact that we needed that penalty, like, we are in a very dire situation. Like, we are. Because
I see what you're saying. I just think, look, there's maximum 6 games, right, before the season's done. They just need to give everything in these last 6. Take a risk.
Oh, wait, we gonna win something. We leaving with something.
You reckon?
I'm leaving with some.
What are we leaving with, Joe? What are we leaving with?
Hey.
Some silverware.
Yeah. We're just leaving with silverware. That's all that matters. I'm leaving with something, okay? Like, these boys.
I hope you're right,
not
man.
To embarrass us. They're not going to. Like, I
hope you're right, because we either have to leave with a trophy that we haven't won in 22 years, a trophy that we've never won, or we leave with nothing.
Listen.
Can we just deep though that if we win the next game and go into the finals, should we win the finals, then that would mean we've gone invincible throughout the Champions League season.
Yes.
I like that. Invincible.
We would have been, because we obviously have to win our next game, and then if we win the finals, that's an invincible season. So imagine if our first Champions League would be an invincible season.
Yeah, it's like, well, in 2006 they hadn't conceded a goal until the final, had they? Which was absolutely insane. The first goal they conceded was, obviously went 1-0 up and then lost 2-1. Joe, I don't know what's going on with Joe. Joe's struggling with his.
So we can hear you still.
We can hear him, we just can't see him.
We've only got a couple of minutes left anyway, so we can just talk it out. Right, we've kind of touched on the second leg. I think we're all confident in terms of the second leg, but we'll touch on the second leg when we do the Fulham pod on. Oh, here he is, spinning around. We do the Fulham pod on Saturday as well. Let's just touch on Fulham quickly. It's a must win. We have to go 6 points clear before City play on Monday against Everton. Quick thoughts on that. We'll take 3 points. Is it going to be nervy? Can we get the goal difference up?
I think
it's going to be nervy. Of course, it's going to be nervy. Yeah.
I think we're
all they've got about 18 ex-Arsenal players in their squad. Well. Bern Leno, Alex.
They need to be on the phone to him like Semenyo was.
Smith Rowe.
Do us a favour. Emil. Alex, Emil. You know, you already know what it is. You want to be at
once the gunner and all that jazz.
Some goals for us.
Man. You want to be part of the parade as well. And you know what? We got space for you. You're allowed back anytime.
They would be invited.
You're welcome.
They would, especially Smith Rowe, man. And Iwobi.
Oh, yeah.
Leno was a good keeper at Arsenal.
Oh, Leno can come. They can all come.
Okay. Yeah, Leno's welcome, man. Fulham, though. I actually thought they had nothing to play for. I looked at the table. They're only 1 point behind Bournemouth in 7th, which is Conference League. 2 points behind Brighton in 6th, which is Europa. They could definitely still get Europe. If they put a good run against the last 4. Not going to be easy at all, but if... They could, Joe. They're 1 point off Bournemouth. 1 point behind Bournemouth.
I'm just not hearing any of this.
No, but
I-
and they'll be
You
playing.
can't go in with that.
No, I'm
opponents
saying
and
they'll be
all of
playing.
that.
That's
Yes,
what they're
as if they
playing
could be
for,
Europe.
though.
Yeah. It's not like
that's
they're
fine.
on
That's
the
what
beach.
they're
If they
playing.
were-
Like they're playing for something. It's not like
Yeah.
they're just playing and they just don't want to lose. Like in their minds, they're going to be like, do you know what? We're not far off of this. We need to really fight. So they're playing for something. So it's not
Joe
going
ain't
to be
hearing
easy.
it.
Yeah,
Joe ain't hearing
but
it.
The thing is, we're playing for the Premier League.
play for the
We should
Premier
be-
League.
We've got so much more
Yeah.
to lose. So
You
much
know,
more to lose.
I'm like,
If we're thinking, oh, they're going to come, they're playing for conference, they're playing for Europa. We're playing for the Premier League title.
I couldn't give a flying monkeys what they're playing for. This is like, with respect to Fulham, we're different, right? And we
It's a different kettle of fish. Yeah.
need to roll them over. As far as I'm concerned, there's never been a time in my whole career as an Arsenal fan, right? My whole life.
Career.
Never
What you've worried about, Fulham?
where I've looked at Fulham and thought, oh no.
Damn it.
And this isn't disrespect, right? Because look, they've hurt us in the past. They actually hurt us in one of the title races like 2 years ago, I think it was, when we drew with them. So they always, every single Premier League team can hurt us. And for me, my mind is like, what we're competing for just isn't in the same dimension for what they're competing for. And they can clip this and use this as motivation. And like, we should never be in a situation. I think about the way Thierry Henry talks about this club, right? And that moment in the tunnel. One of my favorite stories of the Invincibles is when they're up against opponents and they all in synchronization look at their opponents like, who are you? Like, and they don't say anything to them. And it's just pure intimidation. We need to be on top of Fulham. They should never, ever feel comfortable in our house. To feel comfortable like that in our home, you must be mad. At home as well, Christian, thinking that they're gonna never. Oh my God, I can't even put my mind there. I won't let it happen because I just won't. I would respect every single Premier League club, no doubt. I actually love Fulham, but there's not a world in which I'm looking at that fixture and thinking, we're at home. We're actually at home. Like, roll them
Completely
over.
agree.
We've got...
Bro, I completely agree. I just think when Bournemouth came and turned us over, Newcastle gave us a good fight. Newcastle in dreadful form. I just think... I was just floating the question, are there any concerns? I think we'll win as well. I'm confident going into the game.
I think we'll win, but I just don't think
Arsenal
they're
are
going to
gonna
make
turn
it easy for us.
I don't either. Do you think Smith Rowe will be going into that game thinking, oh, I need to have an amazing... I need to stop Arsenal? Do you think part of his... little bit of his brain will be going, I don't mind if we lose today. I want him to win the league.
I don't think it'll be a I've got to stop Arsenal. I think it'll be a I've got to do this for Fulham. I think you'll have to separate the two.
But do you think there'll be a little bit of his mind that goes,
No, he
you know
loves
what?
us,
No,
man.
I think
you've seen as well, like when we had the North London derby and he's bantering on the bus because we slapped up Tottenham. He's a gunner, man. He's a gunner.
Yeah, but I think it'll be I think he'd be gutted if they did beat us and it was to ruin our title chances.
Yeah,
but I think if they lose,
but he's gonna want to win for
if
him.
he loses, he'll probably go away.
My God!
At the end of the day, we can't forget they're professionals, and it's happened to us before with Theo Walcott.
Theo Walcott. Oh man!
Oh yeah, the Southampton game. That is.
I was just like,
let's not go that game, man. Horrible. But Theo didn't come through the academy. He came from Southampton when he was 16.
Yeah,
he was an Arsenal boy. Don't get me wrong, but Smith Rowe is like
he grew up at Arsenal.
I
know,
Saka and Emil Smith Rowe.
You know what? This has got written all over it. Smith Rowe 10th minute or something crazy.
Nah, don't put that out there, man.
I did just have a mad vision about it, though. Can you imagine it's Emil Smith Rowe who imagine it's Emil that does that to us? Oh my God!
Emil and Roby. Oh!
And Leno just has the best game of his life. The ball just
let it all work out. Clips will be going mad.
We have stats, we have all of our ex-players love scoring against us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got all this. We can talk about it till we're blue in the face, and it'll be Emil Smith Rowe 1-0.
You know the storylines.
All of them do it. Every single one of our ex-players. I'm like, it's got to be. So, of course, they're going to score against us.
The storylines in these last few games, right? Fulham, it could be Iwobi, Smith Rowe, Leno. They could all stop us from winning the title, right? West Ham, Declan Rice going back to his old team could stop us winning the title. And they also need to stay up. They'll be fighting for their lives. And then Palace, last day of the season. Yeah, Eze going back to his old team to try and win the league. Can you imagine if we
His
bottle
old
it
team
there?
that he won the FA Cup with last season as
You
well.
owe him, Palace. You actually owe him. You owe
Let it
him.
all work out. I will never listen to that song again ever in my life.
Yeah.
If we lose the league at Palace of all teams, oh my days.
I don't know if I could hear that song if we just lose the league in general.
I'd have to find a way to block it from any streaming services from popping up on my
Yeah,
shuffle.
literally.
I put it
Just
on
get
that
rid of
bloody the keys on top of the
We'll all
Sign a
just
table
support
video.
petition.
My keys on top of the table video has that song on, and every time when we actually dropped off the top, the amount of views, it got like I think like 600k views in about 10 hours because we were second. And I was like, we've been top since October, start of November.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
October.
it has like 7 million views. And as soon as we're second, it's popping up. Ah, look at this. I told you so. I'm
You
like,
already know what
Jesus
they're like.
Christ.
Right?
Yeah, my comments went crazy when we went second. My comments
still
went crazy.
can't.
I said, I'm not replying to none of this.
I still can't post anything. I post anything that's unrelated to football, and someone's posting a gift of Ryan Shirky rolling around on the floor, or like.
Yeah, but you
doing
wear
push-ups,
Arsenal
and
shirts in your
Oh, when
videos,
he
that's the
smiled,
thing.
when he's rolling around and he smiles.
I'm so obsessed with that guy. He's such a baller.
Yeah, he's-
Oh,
Shirky, innit? He's a character, man, honestly.
Yeah, he
And
is.
he was so cheap as well. I
know.
can't get over how cheap he was. I swear they paid like 25 mil for him or something.
Yeah, but they can pay his
Yeah.
wages ridiculous, isn't it? Look at Gahey. What they pay for Gahey?
Mhm.
Like 35 mil, and they give him 300k a week or something ridiculous. All right. Anyway, score prediction for Fulham, and then we'll wrap it up. It's just over an hour. Chloe, let's start with you.
I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1 to the Arsenal. Nate,
3-1
you
to
just
the
about
Arsenal.
to put one up there.
2-1.
2-1 Arsenal. Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Charm.
2-0, man. Nice, comfortable 2-0 victory. I can't see us getting loads of goals. It'd be amazing, but 2-0.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same as you. I've gone 2-0.
Bukayo Saka back on the score sheet, by the way. Bukayo Saka.
I would start him.
I need that.
Yeah, completely agree. I would start Saka. I'd probably rest Eze. I'd probably give Eze another. I'd probably bench him again, just get him fit for that second leg, which I think I'll start him. But I think I'll start Saka. I think we need him back. Madueke for me is not doing it right now. But anyway, guys watching, let us know your score predictions. It's been a good ep. It's actually quite a positive one, even though we drew. But I think we're taking the positives into that second leg, into Fulham. As always, thank you to Joseph, thank you to Chloe, and thank you to Nathan. Everyone that's watched in, everyone that's locked in. Joe's giving a little clap. Everyone that's watched, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave your comments. Appreciate the support, and we'll see you in the next one.